All right, y'all. So yeah, I got to go over here and get the brush cutter. Y'all know I had to leave it over there yesterday because I didn't have space. But I got another job too. So the bamboo site owner called me this morning and was saying, "Hey man, I got some stuff over here I need you to do. I got a down tree. I got more bamboo we need to dig out. So I got to get the brush cutter off this job and the stump bucket. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to take the stump bucket and the brush cutter over to the bamboo site, which is all right here within 2 miles. So I meant to leave a little bit earlier. It's 8:30, but you know, I didn't have to be nowhere this morning because I knew we wasn't working today. So yeah, just a perk. Just a little perk to being self-employed. So, but today what I may do after I get everything situated, what I'm gonna do basically is I'm gonna go over here to the site we was at yesterday, treehouse site, and I'm gonna take a few pictures because I got to get better at getting the before and after. You know, when I'm looking at the video or editing the video, I'm like, man, you know, I don't have any pictures or anything because from the same angle. So yeah, and I'm going to hit a little bitty piece of brush cutting over here, just a little piece right there in the front to make it flat, because there's a lot of roots and stuff, y'all know, and piles of not big piles or nothing, but yeah, but I got to go up in the woods and get the brush cutter. So I'm gonna take you guys with me, man. It's a slow news day. So yesterday also I ended up digging a freaking hole in the woods back there. Hell, the hole is probably, well, it's every bit of 4 foot deep, and it's like a, yeah, it's thundering and lightning and everything, man. Not ideal, man, to be out here. But I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I gotta get this equipment off this job and to the next job. So, and then I'm gonna be up in the shop the rest of the day. I'm gonna change the oil in the Bobcat. I'm gonna change the oil in all the mowers. I'm also gonna wash the Bobcat. I wanna wash the radiator and everything. You gotta keep that radiator kind of clean. It's been really dusty here lately, so. Y'all see that, man? Let me get a couple pictures here. Y'all see that, man? Don't I look right, man? Freaking awesome, man. That power rig ain't no joke, man. Go back up in here and get my damn brush cutter. There's my dirt hole right there, y'all. Y'all can't see how deep it is, but that'll work. Cutter. That's right. all this little stuff right here. And yeah, but I'm gonna go on and grab the stump bucket, put it on the trailer, so when I hook this up, the hydro's up, I don't have to unhook it again. Only hook it up one time. I saw a little bit of extra footage I got over here. Yeah, so glad to get my equipment on the trailer and everything loaded up. Now I'm gonna go right down the street here and drop this stuff at the bamboo site. Yeah, I'll drop both of these attachments, because the brush cutter attachment, you really don't need it. You know, I mean, and the sump bucket, man, it's hard on the machine, leverage wise on the front plate. But the front plate seems to be doing really good since I welded it. We're gonna get it in the shop today. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna wash the Bobcat. I'm gonna take the Bobcat down to the car wash and wash it. So I'm gonna put fuel in it too. Right now I can't because, well, it's backed up on the trailer, and I got the stump bucket, which is really long, and the brush cutter, which is really big too. So, you know, yeah. So we're gonna drop this. So you gotta plan how you do stuff when you're pulling around a machine like this. So we're gonna drop the attachments off at the other job, and then load the Bobcat back up on the trailer, and then we'll fill it up with fuel, and then take it home. We're gonna do a little bit of maintenance on it. We're gonna grease it all up real good. But it started squeaking yesterday, moving all that dry dirt, you know. So yeah. Now it's just about being safe out here in the rain and wet weather and everything. So everything's real slippery. You know, getting on and off the machine is real slippery. So yeah, man. But I think that I might have to replace a bunch of grease. There's a problem with my grease gun. I don't know. I can't hardly use it because it's hard to pull it off of the thing. So you never know, man. I might mess around and go buy me another grease gun. And those aftermarket, I know the rain is going to be terrible. Those aftermarket, you know, Seiko grease fitting things, those are okay, but you can't get in no tight spot with them. And the spring on those things is real hard to match. You just about got to have 2 thumbs on it to press it down. So I might not have to wash the Bobcat off. Just get a nice little. Oh, y'all know I'm not making no money right now. Yeah, I ain't getting paid not $1 for all this right here. So that goes into, well, you know, making all this money. You know, it's an illusion. I mean, it's good money, don't get me wrong. Because I made enough in the last 2 days with the machine. So after I got home and did the final numbers over there on that job, the invoice came out to $5,200, and that included a few little things that he added after we did, other than the trees. I moved a bunch of dead trees that were in the woods and stuff, and that kind of thing, down trees, pushed over some rotten trees, and I really got that property looking dead ass on point, man, for $5 grand, $5,200. Taking the 2 trees out, a tree company, well, he told me, you know, and I didn't tell y'all this, I just didn't think about it. He told me that that he was going to have a few trees removed over there, and when they were up close to the house like that, the tree companies were wanting like $1,300 each to remove those 2 trees, and that did not include the stump. So I knew that when I shot him a number of $800, you know, to remove the trees for both of them, and then, you know, I would get the stump too. But you had to be smart about how you did that, because if I had to dig the stumps out, that would have been a problem. that close to the sidewalk and everything. So I used the leverage of the trees, the weight of the trees coming down, to get the result that I was looking for, which was to not have to dig a stump out. Plus, I don't know that my front plate could have dug those stumps out without breaking something else. You got to be thinking about what you're doing. But I told him $800 to remove the trees, and then we added another, I think $300 on there to get the stumps out. So basically $1,100 for 2 trees when he was quoted at $1,300 each from a tree company. So, and that did not include the stump. So, yeah. But I thought that job looked really good. I got some pretty good after pictures, even though it wasn't rainy and wet and ugly and all that. There'll be more work coming my way from them. You know, I mean, I already do all their lawn now. So, but it ended up yesterday, y'all ain't gonna believe this is a good thing. It ended up yesterday after I got done working over there, those folks that ordered the other pallet of sod, you know, that was, you know, playing games with the money last week, but they paid me and everything. They're good people. They just, you know, well, they don't really know me that well yet. They're learning. They're getting to know me. So he called me yesterday and was saying, hey, is there any way that y'all can come lay that sod today? And I'm like, what? And this is after I was on my way home from that job. And I'm like, no, it's like 3 o'clock, you know. And Zach did not work yesterday. I said, no. He said, oh, I sure would like to be able to get that done today. I said, well, you know, it's 3 o'clock, you know. I had to plan a little bit, you know. We had planned on doing it today. But, you know, after looking at it, so I got on the phone with him. I looked at the weather. I'm like, man, that's going to screw us up. Because, you know, tomorrow, which is now, it's going to be pouring down rain. And we're not going to be able to do that sod or cut no grass. So then Thursday, we got to be cutting grass on Thursday. I mean, I need the whole team out here tomorrow, weather permitting. So he's like, so I call Zach, and I said, hey man, you want to go lay that pound of sod? He's like, when? I'm like, right now. He's like, this is like 3:30. He's like, well, I guess I could. I said, I'll give you $120, man. Go lay it. He said, I just drive my car over there. I'm like, yeah. And they knew Zach because, you know, he helped with the sod, you know, last week. So, and they were talking to Zach about exactly what they want to do, because I told Zach and them that I was sending Zach over here this week to lay the other pallet. So Zach already knew. So Zach basically went over there and worked an hour and a half and made $120, you know, and I made $180, and I didn't have to show up. And this is after I got done with the $5,200 job. So of course the $5,200 job is not done until I actually get all the equipment back home or get it off the job. So right now, in theory, I'm still working on the $5,200 job, right? So the neighbor over there, where Zach laid the pallet of sod yesterday, he wants to do 6 yards of mulch. So I'm going to take the 180 that I made on the neighbor, you know, on the sod that Zach, take that 180 and basically buy the mulch with it, right, for the neighbor next door. I'm going to turn that 180 into 720. So minus, you know, a couple $100. So basically minus a couple $100 in labor. So, and it'll be an easy job that, you know, where I cleared out last week, and I'll put a picture up where I cleared out last week, the around underneath those trees over there in that neighborhood where we were laying that sod at. So he wants brown mulch in there and against the house. So probably about 4 or 5 yards against around the tree, and then another you know, 1.5 to 2 yards against the house. So yeah, and so when I look at a job like that, I look at the logistics of it. Do y'all know how easy that job's going to be as far as a mulch job goes? Because this is what I can do. I can basically back right up into that bed, right from the road. It's only 30 foot from the road. I can back right up into that bed that I cleaned out and trim the trees back, and I can dump all the mulch in there actually if I want to. And then we can just ferry it from that spot to the front of the house and then just spread the rest around that spot. You're talking about maybe 8 wheelbarrow loads or tarp. A lot of times what the guys do is they'll put a tarp on the ground on grass if we're not having to go across no concrete, and they'll just rake it onto a tarp and then drag it to where they're going, which is, you know, only 20 foot from that area to the front of the house. And then the rest of it will get spread around underneath that tree. So the logistics will be very easy. I anticipate that we could do that job in 2 hours, providing the mulch is there. Now, the logistic part of it is, okay, I need to get the mulch over there, so I don't have to do all that, and I can either, you know, we can be multitasking because I can send a guy over there to start on it while me and the other guy do yards, or, you know, vice versa, because today is Wednesday and we haven't cut no grass all week, so y'all know the yards are going to start backing up, though this week is the slow week, such a thing. But we're going to clean out all this right here, y'all. Look, all this from the chicken coop, all of this right here. There's a lot of stuff. It used to be a building here, and so there's a lot of metal roofing and all that. We're gonna get all this gone so we can get the bamboo. We can't maintain the bamboo if we can't cut it with a lawnmower. That's just the reality of it. You dig it out where you can, and then you can keep it from coming back by mowing it on the reg. I want to see how our trench over here is doing, that we dug, you know, with the Mini X. I want to see. All right, so I got the equipment dropped off. Now I'm gonna put fuel in the Bobcat, and yeah. So I'm glad we got the rain, man. We needed it bad. Okay, y'all, I got